Right guys, so welcome back to my YouTube and gals. Today we are going to have breakfast to begin with, and then we're going to go for a little mooch about, probably chat some shit to the camera, and then after that we're going to go and train. We're going to train at the local gym Power X for a push session. Then we're going to come back. I'm going to ramble away some stuff in the office, but in the video, as always, you're going to get plenty of training tips, my thought processes, all that sort of stuff that will help you. So stay tuned. Hope you enjoy it. Any feedback, just drop a comment below. And yeah, hope you enjoy the episode. So at the moment, you'll be amazed, my breakfast has actually changed. It's not eggs on toast anymore, it's just eggs. So I'm going through a bit of an aggressive diet phase I've had. So today is the 3rd of March, and I think since the 24th, I've dropped 9 pounds. So weight's coming off quick. The reason I'm doing it is I go to Paris at the end of March for a couple of days, and I just wanted to fit into clothes a little bit better instead of feeling like a heifer walking about. So that's the thought process with it all. So around about 1,000 calories a day have been wiped off, and there's only been one diet adjustment so far. Now, 9 pounds down, I've got a circa, like, it'd be nice to get a stone off. So say I've got 5 pounds to come off, that's gonna come off pretty easy. And I've got about 3 weeks to get that off. So it's gonna come off. And it'll put me in a better start point to start regaining again when I come back from Paris. Because I noticed, so when you're in a gaining phase, there's little telltale signs to know that your body's maybe not in a good place to continue. That may be digestion not being quite well, sleep being off, training performance not being great, i.e. not much pump, and strength sort of stagnating a little bit. I was getting all those signs, as well as being fatigued and struggling to get out of bed, and that's not me. I am a morning person. So decided then, quick tidy up, just sort of get responsive, get my body in a responsive position again, and then push on from there. And I quite like that process of doing that, and it's helped me stay a little bit tighter in the off season so far. So anyway, go to Paris, enjoy Paris for what it is, got that planned already, and then come back, hit the ground running, and go from there. So at the minute, egg whites and veggies for breakfast. Now, I know I say this a lot, but a lot of people struggle with adherence to their diet. And I do put that down to enjoyment factors. If you're not enjoying your diet, you're not gonna fucking stick to it. That is it. If you enjoy your diet, there's a bigger likelihood you're gonna stick to it. Unless you're a greedy pig, then you're gonna have peaks and troughs. Now, an easy tip is just add more color to your plate. When you add more color, it increases variety, and it sort of tricks your headspace into, oh, I'm eating a wider variety of foods here, I'm gonna get more satiated. Try it, it works for me, works for more clients. If you know by now, I don't talk bullshit, I just say it how it is. So yeah, give it a go, let me know what you think. So I've put a bit of seasoning on, a bit of balsamic glaze. If you've never heard of or haven't got balsamic glaze, you are missing out. A lot of flavour, it goes really far for minimal calories. Perfect dieting sauce, to be honest with you, because you see a lot of people have the Frank's hot sauce and like all them hot sauces. The shit, they taste like shit. You're pretending to yourself, if you do actually like them, you might actually like them. But to me, they taste like shit, so I'm not gonna have that. So balsamic glaze, easy win when it comes to flavour. I'm gonna enjoy it, and then we're gonna go for a little mooch after that. A really good option for adding flavour into your meals when you are dieting is just throw some peppers in. Again, you get a lot of bang for buck in terms of flavour and volume when you are dieting. Try to stay away from stuff that's pretty high in calories and not satiating and not filling, which sounds really obvious, but not many people are aware that peppers and like courgette, really good dieting foods, volumize, flavour, easy wins. So I'm gonna have a pre-workout meal now. And my pre-workout meal stays the same all year round, to be honest, because I love it. Now, pre-workout meal is porridge, whey and fruit with a little bit of honey and a rice cake. Now, I like it because it fills me, it satiates me, gets in my system pretty quick. Like, I can eat this personally. I know some people can't. I can eat this and then train half an hour later. So we'll eat this, rest, well, not rest, let it settle for half an hour, get some content filmed, get some more bits and bobs done, get back to clients, etc. And then we'll go and train. And yeah, it's a pre-workout meal. Oh, dark chocolate as well, bang some dark chocolate. Is such a good way to get healthy fats into your diet, and it also helps with satiation as well. So just a little shout for you there. What I do find with clients, if they do like their sweet treats, throwing a bit of dark chocolate in there does help adherence, because it's like, oh, I'm getting a bit of a sweet treat. whilst not fucking up their entire diet by sinking a full share bar of dairy milk or something like that. Another little diet hack for people is when you're having a meal, say like a pre-workout meal, you can do it with any of your meals, to be honest with you. But a little psychological hack is, what I do, I have my bowl of porridge, and in that I just bang some of these flavour drops inside, and then bang my dark chocolate in there, dark chocolate melts in. But on the side, I have a serving of fruit with my whey paste. So it makes it feel like I'm having 2 bits to eat instead of just one bowl, if you know what I mean. And I find with that, it just feels like you're getting a little dessert after you've had a bit of a meal. And again, increases your satiation, which leads to adherence. Easy. Right guys, so we've got a push session today. I'm going to throw in some bicep with it as well, just because I've had a bad wrist and I just want to get a little bit of volume into my biceps because I've been lacking a little bit of retention and I need more bicep. So I'm going to get a bit of blood into my chest to begin with. Nothing too strenuous on this. Then I'm going to go do triceps, 2 heavy presses. The reason behind me doing triceps first is just purely so I can give them the proper attention that they need. Then move on to my chest exercises, then onto a lateral raise, then probably throw in some bicep at the end. That's pretty much it. If you're struggling to connect with your chest on a pec deck, try these tips. So what I want you to do to begin with, get into the exercise, pull your shoulder blades back and down, so retract your scapula. Then what I want you to do is, as you're coming forward, pretend you're hugging a tree. Do that, you're gonna connect. So I'm just gonna do 2 sets, 10 plus reps. Again, nothing strenuous, just to get some blood in there, and then we'll move on to the tricep work. Another little tip for people on a pec deck is not just to swing it around. Like, think about your bicep driving across your chest. I'm going to moan about something here, and it's about the toxicity of some figures online. So you'll see some people doing out these weird call out videos to like potentially other coaches who may or may not be putting out the best information, but there's no need to be a dick about it at the same time. If you're coming on social media and actively being a dick, you're a fucking dick. You're not a coach, you're a dick. If you struggle to connect with your triceps, this is a very good exercise. So what I want you to do to begin with is have a slight bend at the hip and then peel your shoulders back and down. That stops any shoulder or eliminates a little bit of shoulder involvement, because we all see people who go like that and get the shoulders involved in a tricep exercise. Then all I want you to do is pretend you've got the ropes in your hand. Then all I want you to do is just purely extend the elbow. Literally just like you would with the ropes. So I'm just going to do 2 working sets here, and then I'll probably do some form of push down. You want to make sure that you're getting full stretch of your tricep. With this, just think about bringing your forearm to your bicep. That's as big as you can stretch your tricep. Right, next we're going to move on to a tricep push down, just with the EZ bar. I just find with the EZ bar, because of the angle, I'm just most comfortable performing the exercise like this. A little tip for people, one of the principles that I always say to people is, you don't fit a machine, you make the machine fit you or the exercise. Like, we all know a chest press that we don't quite fit into, or the angle's not right, so we adjust our seat position, body position, the angle that our sternum's at, etc. So always have that in mind. You want to be as comfortable in an exercise as you possibly can before executing it, and making sure that you're hitting the intended target muscle correctly. Otherwise, you may as well do something else. There's no point. Don't waste your time. Learn your biomechanics properly, or get somebody who can help you with that and fast track it. So a bit of a random one. My mum just called me then, and I always panic a little bit when my mum rings me. However, she just asked me about the gym membership cost. I would love nothing more than my mum and dad to join the gym. Like, that shit would be cool. Like, pressure's on now, mum, if you're watching this. You've got to sign up. Right, okay, so what I'm doing here is tricep push down. There's a lot of cues in such a simple exercise, but I'm going to show you a few easy cues to help you connect with the tricep push down. So what you want to do is get into it, get comfy, and again, same principle, retract your shoulders back, so retract your scapula. Then all I want you to think about is pushing through your forefinger through the floor, because you see a lot of people get into it and they're like push to the body like that. You're not getting the most out of your tricep then. So what I want you to do, get into it, retract your shoulders back, and press through the floor with your forefinger. That is a push down. So again on this, just 2 sets, then we'll get on to us proper chest work. If you're one of them lads who loves an old school exercise, just because we're all meatheads, give this one a go. It's a floor press. Now, the reason I like this exercise, I connect really well with it, it's just raw power. That's about it, to be honest with you. No nerdy shit involved. So when you set yourself up on a chest press, a little tip that helps people with stability is make sure your joints are stacked. So you can see here how my wrist is stacked with my elbow, and that's usually where you want to be pressing from. There is nuances in that, but that's just a nice rule of thumb to follow to be stable. And again, think elbows wide and drive your bicep across your chest. That's all you need to think about, just the basic function of your chest. I don't know if you watched any of my previous YouTubes, but I slipped on dog shit and it's really fucked my wrist up. So that's why I've got a wrist wrap. Just a little heads up if you think I'm being a little bitch. I am being a little bit of a bitch, but just like 20% bitch. I think a lot of people currently in the bodybuilding realm focus on optimal and maximum progress, and they forget about enjoyment. This may or may not be the most optimal exercise for me for my chest, but I fucking love it, so I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna get more out of it than what I may on something that is optimal. So see the wood through the trees a little bit with some things. Like, you've got to fucking enjoy this at the same time. You've got to. I see a lot of people think as soon as they start a diet, they suddenly lose strength. I'm 9 pounds down in about less than 2 weeks. I've not lost any strength. In fact, on some things I have progressed. So if you think you're getting weaker in a diet, you're usually in your head, unless you're doing something fucking wrong. Regarding warm-ups, as a rule of thumb, if your muscle is warmed up and you've just moved from one chest press to another chest press, there's no real reason to mess about with too many warm-ups. Get a feel for the weight, bump your weight up until you find your working weight. Might only be in a couple of reps, because once your chest is warm or any other muscle, it's warm. Like, try not to waste your time too much. Get straight into your work. Like, we're all limited on time. You don't have to be wasting any more time in the gym than what you have to. So again, on this, just 2 working sets. On this exercise, I'm really focusing on the squeeze at the end point. For no real sciencey reason, I just like it and it helps the connection with my chest grow. So next up we've got lying down cuff raises. And I'm actually gonna give this video to my clients because I wanna show them, in case they don't watch this YouTube, how to set up a lying cuff raise. So this is how I like it. You can have the bench flat or like 1 or 2 clicks up. I personally prefer it flat. And then what you want to do is obviously you get your cuffs in. Now regarding the cuff position on the cable stack, you want to set it so it goes just above your hip line. Because obviously if you have it below your hip line, you're going to cross over and it's going to bang into your hips. That's it with the cable setup. Now when you actually perform the exercise, I always get one hand in the cuff before, get it to the other side, rest it against my leg, and then get my hand in the other cuff, get that rested against, and then simply, all I do then is just lean back, put a bit of tension on the cables. Then what you want to think about is your fist just dragging around the room. Don't make your arms bent like this, but equally, if you have them straight, yeah, that's good, but a soft bend, I don't mind. And then literally just glide around the room. That's literally it. So I'm gonna do 3 sets on this. 3 sets around 10 to 15 rep range, get plenty of blood in my shoulders, and then move on to the final chest exercise before finishing off on biceps. So if you struggle to connect with your biceps, this one tip you can carry over to all your bicep exercises. So when you're doing a bicep exercise, all you want to really think about is your forearm driving into your bicep. That is literally all you need to think about. There is nuances in it where people say twist your hands and stuff like that, but if you struggle to connect with your biceps to begin with, just focus on that and then build on from that. I feel like I'm really having to modify this because of my shit wrist. So you're gonna have frustrations in your journey, you're gonna have injuries, you're gonna have stress. It's just learning how to work around them. Like whatever you do, don't stop and lose momentum. Just figure out, right, okay, problem, what's the solution? And it'll completely flip your mindset with a lot of things, and it'll transition into a lot of things. We all have bad days, we all have injuries, we all have stress, we all have life. Like, just don't be a bitch. I'm gonna see if I don't look like a melted candle in the mirrors. Bear in mind, I'm only 2 weeks into dieting, so you might not see me after this clip. So we're just gonna finish off on 2 working sets on this. Finish the session off nice and Been a nice session, to be fair. Not too disappointed with what I've seen in the mirror, because I know there's a lot more fat to come off. But for 2 weeks, pretty happy with that. So finish off 2 sets on this. That'll be today's session done. Then we'll get back, film some more bits at home. But I hope you've enjoyed the session.